Let's be honest, we all love free public Wi-Fi. You see it at the airport, in a coffee shop, at a hotel, and you just connect, right? But today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden threat that turns that convenience right against you. And what's really wild is how easy it is for attackers to pull this off. So you see a headline like that and you might think, an old scam? What's the big deal? Well, how does something old find new life in a place like an airplane? Our story actually starts on a flight in Australia, where this threat became very, very real. Okay, so get this. Police arrested a man who was accused of this seriously clever cybercrime. On multiple flights, he allegedly set up a small portable Wi-Fi hotspot. Now here's the trick. He gave it the exact same name as the airport's official Wi-Fi. So passengers' phones, remembering the airport network they just used, connected to his device instead. And just like that, with no warning, no pop-up, nothing, they were on a hacker's network instead of the one they trusted. What we've just described is what's known as an evil twin attack. And really, the best way to think about it is like a wireless version of a phishing scam. You know, instead of a fake email trying to trick you into clicking a bad link, it's a fake Wi-Fi network that your own device connects to, sometimes without you even realizing it. So, you're probably wondering, how does an attacker trick your device so easily? It's actually a pretty simple but really clever move. They just make their fake network signal stronger than the real one. See, our phones and laptops, they're programmed to find the best possible signal, so they'll often just automatically jump onto the attacker's network. Your device thinks it's helping you. And here's the really unnerving part. You might think this requires some super secret, high-tech hacking gear, right? Nope. The software needed to create these fake networks, things with names like HostAPAD and DNS Mask, it's all open source. It's available for free to anyone on sites like GitHub. It is alarmingly accessible. Okay, so your phone is now connected to this evil twin. What happens next? What can the attacker actually do? Let's break down this simple trick that makes this whole thing possible and lets an attacker get a peek at your private data. So let's just visualize what's going on here. On the left, you've got a normal, direct connection. It's just your device talking straight to the internet. Simple enough. But look at the right. In an evil twin attack, the attacker literally slips their own device right into the middle of your conversation with the internet. And this slide right here, this is where the real danger is. Normally, your data makes one single wireless hop to get to the Wi-Fi access point. But with an evil twin, it's making two hops. First, it goes to the attacker's device, and then it goes from there to the real network. And in that one extra hop, that's where they can see everything. Your passwords, your credit card numbers, even the private messages you're sending. Everything. So how in the world can you spot one of these digital traps? Well, there are a few red flags you can look for. Are you suddenly seeing two networks with almost the exact same name? Does a website you use all the time suddenly ask you to log in again out of the blue? Or maybe your browser is flashing a security warning about an invalid certificate? Or you notice that little padlock icon is missing? You've got to pay attention to those signs. Okay, now that you know what the threat looks like, here's the good news. Defending yourself is actually pretty straightforward. So let's walk through a simple 5-point plan to keep you safe out there. All right, step 1, use a VPN, a virtual private network. It encrypts all your traffic, so even if an attacker grabs it, all they see is scrambled nonsense. Step 2, once you're done with a public network, go into your settings and tell your device to forget it. That stops it from auto-connecting later. 3, always double-check the network name, the SSID, for any weird typos. 4, just turn off that auto-connect feature for Wi-Fi altogether. And finally, number 5, if you're doing anything sensitive, like banking or shopping, just use your cellular data. Your 4G or 5G connection is so much more secure. And look, why does this matter so much right now? Well, it's because these attacks are seriously on the rise. A recent report found that evil twin attacks grew by a staggering 40% in Brazilian airports alone. This isn't some theoretical thing. It's a growing problem happening in places we go to every single day. You know, when you boil it all down, it really comes to a single question. Sure, that free, convenient connection might save you a little bit of mobile data, but is it worth the risk? Is it worth exposing your passwords, your private messages, maybe even your identity? The real takeaway here is to just be a little more mindful of your digital surroundings and to always question that free connection.